All righty, what is up, college baseball fans? Welcome to another episode of the 11.7 podcast, weekend 2 preview episode. And before we get into all that, our deepest apologies for not recording a weekend 1 recap episode. Sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes we're all grown adults here now. We have stuff going on, so yeah, that won't happen again. We will be here twice a week for the rest of the season, just like we have for the last 8 years. This first episode we've missed since I think my son was born in 2022, March of 22, and yeah, it's just a weird coincidence. So, anyways, we will recap weekend 1 here first. The rest of the show is going to be midweek recap and then weekend number 2 preview. That'll include like 6 or 7 different tournaments. Maybe we won't go in depth on every single one, but we have like the Tony Gwynn Legacy Series, the Amity Bank College Baseball Series, Andre Dawson Classic, Baseball at the Beach, Jacksonville College Classic, which yours truly, Jack DeLongshaw, will be on the call for every game there down in Jacksonville. There's the Kleberg Classic, Round Rock Classic, Snowbird Classic, Stetson Round Robin, and the Swig and Swine College Classic right in Jack's backyard, which he won't be at in Charleston, South Carolina this week. So a lot of good games. The weekend series pick'em slate, I think, is probably much easier than last week's. There was a lot of 50-50 series last week's, which was great. I think this week is much easier. We appreciate all 222 people that signed up for our Patreon weekend series pick'em and survivor contest. Noah, question for you. How many people were eliminated from the survivor this past
60%
week?
60% of 220, which I don't know it off the top of my head. Maybe Dmitri does. But
that's a lot of people. Just 60% of the people gone for that grand prize on this survivor.
39% had Troy, 17 had Charlotte, including yours truly, and then there was like a couple of scattered in there. But yeah, those were the 2 big losses.
Are you alive, Ben?
Dmitri, your turn to talk. Wait, Dmitri, your turn to talk here. What was each one of our records, and did anybody have a 6-0 weekend series pick'em from week 1?
Nobody had a 6-0. Nobody had a 6-0 week. Our records from this past weekend, I would have to pull up my notes here.
I love how you are the tech wizard and the smartest person I know when it comes to computers, and you still have a pen and paper.
That's fantastic.
Dude, pen and paper,
wouldn't have it any other way.
Way to go. What are you
No, I mean,
about?
I'm the same way. This is my work notebook.
Everything is
pen and paper.
Here we go. Jack went 1-0, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4.
Great start,
Noah
Jack.
went. That sounds about right. Noah went 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. Attaboy. Yours truly, Dmitri, went 4-2, 3-3. Noah, then if you're going to keep throwing your fingers up, just say it. You tell everybody how everybody did this week.
I don't know how you did. I was doing hand signals or whatever.
Tell everybody how did everybody do this week.
Is this guy just doing this so he doesn't have to name his record?
I went 3-3.
All right, and what'd Ben do?
All right, let me pull out the pad again. 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3.
There you go.
All road teams too.
So for our listeners at home, you're thinking to yourself, Jack, 2-4, brutal start to the year, pretty on brand. What you didn't know was I took all of my losses and to hedge and get back to even. It was about -400 that we could get Dmitri to count before 5 minutes into the episode. So I actually got all my money back, so we're good there. Hum babe. Yeah.
Well, what are his 2 things that he does? He counts every episode, and what's the other thing? Come on, help me.
The only it's an audio podcast, but he's
yes.
showing something.
Oh yeah.
There's one more thing. There's one more thing. Not knowing what the fuck we're talking about either.
Yeah.
But we love you dearly. You count to keep us in line, and we appreciate that. We'll keep
before we start to get structured like on an actual podcast and start talking big games, I got to give a shout out to these crazy people over at Chinook Eatery. Shout out
to
Beard and Beaver from Chinook. They sent 4 of these in this entire box.
Hey, that's cool. Wild story. My uncle is he was a long time.
No, don't do this. Nope. Mute his mic. Don't do this.
Shout out to those boys, and then also
story.
and then also down in Dallas, Chris Williams and Reed from Rev Entertainment were fantastic dealing with me, and
awesome. Shout out
ran an entire great event.
You know what's great about Chinook
right now, standing up and talking.
You know what's great about Chinook is one, they're actually not sponsors of the podcast, but they are great for college baseball. Noah, that one box you have behind you with all of the different flavors and everything, I guarantee you if Jack turns around, he has like 7 or 8 of those boxes because I've stayed in that exact room he's sitting in, and he has a wall of Chinook Eatery seeds everywhere. He tosses them out to like kids in the neighborhood, like it's like he's the ice cream man.
Chinook.
That's what I'll be doing for 2 years.
Yeah,
this isn't going all the way very quick.
To me, the ability to feel like Santa Claus. Everybody gets like a peppermint candy this time of year with college baseball back. It's lovely.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, that's the intro of the show. I do want to give Noah a spotlight. Noah, you did an unbelievable job covering the Arlington Classic, Shriners Arlington Classic this past weekend. I'll give you 3 minutes. Discuss what I don't know stood out to you, your favorite moments, maybe some teams that are on your radar now, your Arizonas of last year.
Yeah.
And just spotlight's yours. Go on your little tangent.
Well, if there was an Arizona of last year, that would mean somebody had to go 0-3 and then go to the College World Series. So you're looking at Texas Tech possibly. I loved their freshman third baseman / shortstop, Linkin Garcia. This dude just had swag. He was rocking the stirrups as a freshman, walking up the Fetty Wap. It's fantastic. So I loved that out of the kid. So if Texas Tech gets the Omaha, it's because Linkin Garcia just completely goes off. But yeah, Oklahoma kind of stole the show, 3-0. I asked Coach Skip Johnson after the third game, I was like, do you guys feel like you made a statement? And he was like, no, we just wanted to play baseball. So I loved that. And like Oklahoma this weekend was so good at 2-strike, 2-out hitting. They just threw daggers at people all weekend long. And they can do it in multiple different ways. They are a team that runs around on the base pass with their heads cut off, aggressive, but also smart, where they're not running into a bunch of outs and they're putting pressure on the defense. And TCU cracked. There was a couple of defensive miscues early on in that game that really opened it up. And Oklahoma then, like, I interviewed Camden Johnson after the game, the Wichita State transfer, their third baseman. And he's like, we don't miss mistakes, so when they get the opportunity, they had, a couple of bombs in this weekend, which was very impressive for a team that I just think that their identity nationally, or how you think of Oklahoma, is a little bit of small ball manufacture runs in different ways, but they hit a fair share of long balls. I think they had 5 or 6 on the weekend. TCU definitely shined as well. They handled Arkansas all right. Noah Franco came out of the bullpen and was stellar from the left side against Arkansas. Went 4 innings, shutout, was fantastic there. Had the great celebration with the phone. Like, hey, you guys calling the Hogs against me all game. Phone call denied or whatever he did. So that was fantastic. Lucas Franco, they're not related, but this kid's a shortstop with all the confidence in the world. It was incredible. He's facing Connor Fennell in his college baseball debut. He takes him probably 400 pole side right center field, and it's caught at the warning track as a fly ball. He said that he was rounding second base, looking at Connor Fennell and staring at him, saying, "You got lucky. You got lucky. Next time he got the same pitch and he deposited about 10 rows up in the right field seats. So that was something. Lucas Franco, I think, is going to be a star. He's just got confidence, man, that like it just comes through so easy when you hear him talk. Unfortunately for TCU, Tommy LaPour is not going to make this upcoming start this weekend. I was sitting behind the plate for that one because I wanted to watch Fennel against LaPour, and I was watching kind of the pitch metrics on some of his fastballs that were fluctuating big time, and I pointed it out to Jason Ratcliffe of 64 Analytics, and I was like, hey, this is something we probably could keep an eye on. And then that news came out later on in the week, so that was a tough blow. But I loved seeing everybody in the press box. I'm always an open book, so anybody can come up and talk. I'm either an introvert where I won't say a word, or if somebody wants to come up and talk, I'll talk your head off. So it's a little bit of everything with me, but it was a fun weekend.
Pause right there because I have a perfect segue for you, Noah. Just off of that introvert statement. You posted a video interviewing the legendary Tim Corbin. All right. Yeah. After the game, he's carrying all his stuff.
He was.
And I do want all of the listeners to go and try to find that video. Noah, if you want to pin it to your profile or whatever, or we'll retweet it from the 11.7 account. I have never seen a guy go from as uninterested as possible in talking with you to like actually enjoy talking with you in one interview. Yeah. He wanted nothing to do with you and your stupid little questions. The first like minute and a half, your questions were so good that like detailed and I don't know, team specific to him that by the
Dmitri,
end he was very interested in talking with you.
I'm sending this to you. All you got to watch is the first 2 seconds and the look he gives me.
Yeah, he is like, who is this goofball pipsqueak that is asking me about X, Y, and Z?
And by the end, like, play the audio.
Like he enjoyed talking with you.
You do not need to play the audio of this, but look at this. The way he turns at me is hilarious. Look at that face.
Hey, Ben, what's Noah's nickname from Columbus?
You can call him Goofball or Pipsqueak as the.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, that's a good recap there, Noah. Thank you for doing that. I do want to give Jack the spotlight now. Old Carlos Lee, Miguel Tejada, 2007 Astros spotlight. You got to call a pretty high-profile series that I know was watched, universally, or I guess nationally, with the national runner-up Coastal Carolina Chanticleers against the Fairfield Stags. On the broadcast, you sounded great. You had really good chemistry with, I guess there was 2 other people on the call with you. And I don't know, talk us through the Coastal series that you got to call.
No, you were all over it. It is universal. It's across the universe. Space Jam should do a story on the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Sam Wiederhoff, Taylor Nietzsche were on the call with me. Alex Souza, who I don't know if a lot of folks know this. I love bragging on him whenever I can. Think about any broadcast in the country. Coastal Carolina has got every piece of equipment that you can imagine. It feels like Sunday Night Baseball, the way that they prep and do production meetings and the way that it rolls out and flows. It's an entirely student-led run broadcast with this absolute beast of a human being, Alex Souza. So can't thank him enough for having me on board. It was awesome. But I'll start with Fairfield first. I know we don't like drop too many names, but Bushiera Nomura with Fairfield and Bill Courier, their 15-year head coach. He's finished up his 37th year as the skipper at Fairfield. It was cool to see. This is a team that was just in the Conway Regional last year. And I know Bushiera and Nomura are probably listening right now because they actually told me big fans of the brand, and they've been watching 11.7 since they were back in high school. So pretty cool to get to meet those guys, and it was pretty cool to watch those guys go back-to-back jacks to start the college baseball opening day season.
Tell Bushiera I'm just as big of a fan. He's on my fantasy team this year.
It is funny to talk about a 22, 21-year-old like, oh, yeah, if he's on my fantasy team. It becomes a little bit too real when you meet him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, dude, I'd put him on my fantasy team for life. Bushiera is a monster of a human being. He goes dead central. Nomura backside. That's a really talented group. There's a reason that they hung in all 3 games. But Coastal Carolina, dude. They're just inevitable. Like, make one mistake and all of a sudden a 1-0 game becomes 5-0, and you're like, what just happened? And because their pitching is their pitching, it's legit suffocating. Like, they are bringing out underclassmen after underclassmen, and they're all 91, 93 with 3 pitches for a strike. And you're like, good morning, good afternoon, and got no shot. So a lot of fun to be down in Conway this weekend. A lot of fun to be part of the Palace. The environment was silly. Like, the students were ready to rumble. The city was behind that squad, and it was cool to see Kevin Schnall back up on that top step, and place went bonkers when he climbed back up for game 3. It was cool to take in for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, if I'm like any mid-major, or even some Power 4 teams, dude, take the Coastal blueprint. They were somebody that, even whenever we were doing the show in 2019 to like 2023, like, that was a offensive juggernaut team that always had question marks pitching wise. They reinvented themselves on like showing how important having live arms and guys that throw strikes and just dominate with 3 or 4 pitches, develop those guys in-house with all the technology and everything. And then, build these guys mentally to be gamers. And I think that you also hit on a point that I would love to see more baseball teams do, is like invest in your broadcast, because watching a Coastal Carolina game, I don't care if you're on the broadcast or not, Jack, it's a good experience. And it's good to hear that it's student led. Everything's coming in-house. It's not, contracted out to people that don't care about college baseball. And then, obviously Coastal does a really good job with stadium renovations and selling season tickets, promoting the student section. If you can just replicate 50% of what Coastal Carolina does, I think it's going to give you a huge return on investment for any baseball team out there. So I don't know, they're fun to keep up with.
So,
all right, is it time for me to talk about my Mercer Bears? Yes, no?
Yeah, I can't believe we went this far in, huh?
Yeah, it's funny how Mercer has been on the weekend series pick'em, I think 7 times in history, and I've picked Mercer every time, and they've never won a weekend series pick'em ever. I pick against them this past week. It was kind of tongue in cheek. At the same time, I thought Troy was a better team on paper. Just being totally transparent, and maybe Troy is in May and June, but the first 2 games of this Troy Mercer series, Mercer came out to play. They looked like a completely different Mercer team. Kind of why I brought up the Coastal Carolina, like, hey, let's invest in pitching and not rely on offensive juggernauts, because that's what Mercer's identity was for 10 years. And Mercer now has like a legitimate pitching development program. They got underclassmen throwing 96, 97 miles an hour that were overlooked from the Georgias and Georgia Techs of the world. And dude, this Mercer team is I'm not blowing smoke. They are a very good team. They just beat Georgia State 8-0 today in a midweek. The pitching looked fantastic once again. I'm not used to Mercer used to have like an 8 ERA as a team. And like I'm not used to seeing guys come in and blow doors away. So that was refreshing to see. Troy did win 16-1 game 3, but that's why, it is what it is. Troy was due. Troy was due. 3-game series, Mercer won it. And then that's my Mercer spiel there. Look out for the Bears. I think this is probably Dimitri's team in 2013 or 15, whichever one.
We'll see.
Speaking of fantasy teams too, Noah, Logan Shepard, 4 homers in 4 games, all to right center. JUCO kid from Washington.
I think Troy's response on Sunday. I think Troy's response was really important, just for the team to be like, "Hey, opening weekend, get the jitters out. We played like dog shit on Saturday. We got our doors blown off. but we came back and punched them in the mouth on Sunday. So I think that was good for Skyler Mead and the Trojans. But that wasn't even close to the best series of the weekend, gentlemen.
No.
I know. So this is your time. This is your Carlos Lee spotlight. Dmitri, talk to us about the weekend recap email that you guys are sending out on Sunday nights, and then roll through like the rest of the series and big moments from Friday through Sunday.
First of all, the emails will be going on Monday. I'm not doing all that work on Sunday night after covering out. We'll try to get them out Monday morning, Monday midday, but they'll probably end up coming on Monday afternoon, evening. But best series of the weekend: Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Baseburg, Southern Miss, Santa Barbara. I think everybody that watches college baseball had some version they were following this game with Jackson, Flora. Probably the number 1 overall pick. He absolutely shoved. His stuff is electric, guys. His stuff is the best in the country. You can talk about fluky. His stuff is electric too, but Flora's got that something about his stuff. You're just like, this guy is so good. But anyway, yeah, Santa Barbara game 1, they dominated. They dominated from the first inning to the 9th inning. Game 2, Santa Barbara was dominating again until the 6th, 7th inning. Southern Miss put a couple hits together, 2-run homer.
Pete Taylor magic. That Pete Taylor magic, man, it's real.
Never fails. But yeah, I think that was just a testament to the program of Southern Miss long before Coach Oz was there. It's just the way they play at home. It's one of the hardest teams to beat at home. So I think this series said more to us about Santa Barbara than it did Southern Miss. We expected Southern Miss to be good. Santa Barbara on paper is supposed to be really good, but you just didn't know. That lineup is going to do a lot of damage in the Big West this year. And I think they are the clubhouse favorite over Irvine. That Sunday game was incredible. Came down to the wire at the end. Shortstop dropped a fly ball. Santa Barbara hit the ball off the center field wall to tie the game, and then they walked it off on a walk. But I think that was a fantastic series all the way around.
Hey, Dmitri.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but I hate to cut you off, Ben, because I really would love to kick to our pitching guru here. Think about how fun this is across the country. I was doing some homework Saturday morning and kind of like debriefing what the heck happened Friday night. Like Flora, fluky, like 1A, 1B, flip a coin, rock, paper, scissors, like big leaguers for the next 20 years, right? How cool is it that in college baseball, and I'd love your take on this, like, because the art of pitching is so different, that the 2 best pitchers in the country, bar none right now, are 2 mid-major guys. And like going into the year, we knew that they were like the guys, and they stayed anchored in with their people from a developmental standpoint instead of maybe going and chasing a bag somewhere. Like, it's pretty badass.
I think it's a really unique situation because when you think of a guy like Anthony Ianson leaving UC San Diego, great program, but what was really that exciting for him? What was it that would keep him there? I can't think of many things. When you think of fluky, national runner-up, you play in a palace, like that's pretty simple. I'm coming back to the school that can obviously has a chance to win a national championship. Santa Barbara. Jackson, Florida just watched his teammate go top 10 overall in the draft 6 months ago. Santa Barbara pumps out first-round picks on the mound all the time. He's like, why am I leaving this place? They just pumped out a top 10 pick. I'll be right there behind him next. And he's going to go 9 picks earlier than him. So I think that's a unique situation because I don't think that's going to happen very often. Paul Skeen, Anthony Ianson. I mean, Liam Doyle was a coastal guy. I don't know why he left. Maybe it was just not the right situation. Then he went to Ole Miss and left again. So it's got to be the right situation, timing. And I think we just got really lucky this year that 2 of the best arms were in the perfect situation to stay.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see this again in like the history of college baseball where it's not 2 SEC or Big 12 or ACC guys.
I'll push back on that, actually. I think that the talent is sneaking through the draft more and more, and we're going to see more and more elite arms begin at the mid-major level. I know what you're talking about. They'll probably transfer out, but there's going to be, I think, 1 or 2 of these guys every year, maybe. I think that could be a possibility.
Mid-majors are notorious. And if you don't know this, mid-majors are notorious for finding the diamond in the rough guy. Because here's what happens when you're recruiting. first things first, I don't know about nowadays, but back when I was getting recruited, you had to hit 90 on the radar gun. If you wanted to go Power 4, you had to hit 90 on the radar gun, or you were an afterthought. So with that being said, recruiting nowadays, they're going to take their top prospect guys that might get slipped to the 5th round and end up going to school. But if the mid-majors that takes a guy that's 87, 88, but super projectable and hasn't hit his growth spurt, his ceiling yet, and some maybe senior year, February, all of a sudden he's starting to hit his peak and he's throwing 96, 97, but he's already signed with that mid-major. And the draft, they want more of a track record than just 2 months for you to just skyrocket up their draft board. So they're going to end up on campus as a mid-major, and it's more likely that they're going to keep it's going to keep going that way the more the draft shrinks. So, yeah, because if you offer a mid-major guy committed to, I don't know, Southeast Missouri, and he gets a spot in the 11th round, he might take it. But now with the draft shrinking, the money is going to be more top heavy. So more and more high-end talent are going to end up on mid-major campuses.
Yep. It's just the trickle down effect, because the blue chips are still going to land at the powers, but the projectable, development guys are going to land at the mid majors.
Yeah.
And that used to be the former Sunday guys that would end up at, the high majors. So,
yeah.
I will say this too, and before we leave this conversation, it'd be a shame if I didn't. This idea that like calling Coastal and Santa Barbara and mid-major in college baseball is like it's just not accurate, right? Like these are powerhouses, and it's been cool to see like how their alumni base is taking care of and bringing back. I think another reason that Coastal, like you want to stay close to those that have looked out for you and helped you get to that place, right? With Matt Williams and Cam Flukie, that relationship so documented. Guys, if you're not following the CCU War Room on Instagram, by the way, are we familiar?
No.
I'm actually not. I don't use Instagram very much.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, you got to download the app. Coastal Carolina's pitching staff has their own Instagram handle, and they roll out like, hey, here's your today's starting pitcher, and it's Cam Flukie, like in the 8th grade. Or like, hey, here's today's freshman starting guys.
Sold. I'm sold.
They are absolutely hysterical. They called Matt Williams the Messiah. I asked Matt about this before the game. He's like, I do not call myself that. No one calls me that. That's not real. Please dispel it. I mean, it was like this, but I think that's why I got Cam Flukie comes back. He's like, how do I leave this group of guys? Like they're hilariously nuts. Oh, and by the way, like might be the best pitching staff in the country. Like it's a must follow, gentlemen.
Can I step on the host's toes here? I'll give you a perfect transition.
Step on the what?
The host's toes, like the host's toes.
Never heard of that in my life.
Stepping on my toes.
Yeah, I'm stepping on Ben's toes just to transition us because we're talking about these mid-majors that have fantastic fan bases that are, borderline. Hey, are they mid-majors in college baseball? Let's go to one that currently is. But Dmitri tweeted out about the rise of UT Rio Grande Valley.
What a series that was against Kansas.
My God. Entertaining. The fan bases were electric down there, and all the games were close,
No, I just have to say one thing. The transition there was elite. Phenomenal job.
I think UTRGV is like 0-3 since Dmitri like tweeted.
I think so.
Boosting them up.
Literally they are.
They're the next Los Angeles.
They blew a 9-2 lead to Texas Tech last night. Who is hot garbage?
You should hypothetically get a request from me from that, by the way, then. Hypothetically, of course.
I will say like that series was good. We got to get it moving here, so we can't spend too much time on all of these series. But yeah, I mean, the crowd was unbelievable. I think it was like the 12th highest attended game in the country. Edinburgh showed out. And they have a lot to build off of with that fan base and with the facilities and stadium that they have. Really, honestly, the recruiting grounds that they sit in. UTRGV, I think, will be a player for a long time in college baseball. This is just the beginning. Kansas, though, that's a team that, I mean, you put them on the field and like they have some big dudes, like linebacker-looking guys. They're like they're scrappy in like their own way. They're scrappy in a way of shoot, I
I
don't know
think
how
the
to
offense is
describe it.
better
I
than
think
scrappy, but I know what you're
I
saying.
think
No,
that he's
it's
saying
not like
they're
it's not your scrappy like, hey, we're gonna bunt a runner or bunt
they
a
have
runner
power.
over. Yeah, it's scrappy as in like it doesn't matter if it's no strikes or two strikes or whatever. Like they're up there competing in the box, and they're a fun team to watch, and like a team that we should keep our eye on because, man, we know how the Big 12 gets. I mean, we could be looking at the end of April and be like, Kansas is right there, like one game lead with three to play.
Yes, sir.
Um, that's a good sign for the Big 12. Honestly, between Kansas, Houston looked really good. Baylor looked really good this weekend. Those teams that are typically towards the bottom of the standings. I mean,
Houston was really good this
Houston
weekend.
was my team of the week.
Yeah, we can
4-0
jump
in
into
Puerto
Puerto Rico
Rico.
there.
Yeah. Talk about a complete identity shift with Houston. They're rolling out players I haven't seen at University of Houston since like 2007. Maybe like 20. Actually, we'll move it back to like 2016. I think they hosted a regional then, but yeah, they found something. They dug deep. I don't know if it was more portal or if it was more guys
Yeah,
to
a lot of
buy into
portal.
the identity, but yeah, I mean, Houston, Houston and Michigan both. No, you're Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, your
Like pretty
hometown and
similar.
your home state. How about my hometown, my home state, Michigan and Michigan State?
Yeah.
Hey Ben, I have a question for you. Houston and Mercer play a series. Who are you rooting for?
Who am I rooting for?
Is he a bigger Rice guy than Houston?
Oh,
or-
dude, I grew up a Rice fan, not a Houston
Yeah.
fan.
Oh, that's right. That's right. All right, Rice and Mercer.
Dude, it's Mercer. I would root for Mercer against my son's 4-year-old T-ball team that I'm coaching.
Hey, the
Jeez.
Pencil Talk Marauders are going to be good.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
I think
Michigan State had a hell of a weekend at Jim Patterson, taking down the top 10 ranked Cardinals in two in those games. The second one, they took him to the woodshed.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy, Adam Broski, who got on the board big. This is a guy who's gone through, hell and back with some injuries, but he put one in the parking lot at Patterson to really give them the edge. That was the go-ahead run, I believe, in that first game. And
You
the
guys
second
think-
game, Parker Pico just had a fantastic game with like 8 RBI. What were we going to say, Dmitri?
you guys really think Houston and Michigan had bigger weekends than Oklahoma?
We mentioned Oklahoma already, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We did with your stuff.
I'll say this about Oklahoma because I know where you're going on this, and I see it as well. Oklahoma on Friday faced Texas Tech, who I think was the weakest of the 6 teams on paper and performance-wise. Then the second game, they faced Oklahoma State. They boat raced them. Like, credit to Oklahoma. And then if you're going to get the best team in there, like outside of possibly your team, you want to catch them on Sunday when they don't have their ace or their number 2 going, and it was TCU. And that's the one question that we kind of have about those Horned Frogs is the game 3 starter. Lance Davis was okay, but I don't think he was fantastic. And Oklahoma's starting pitching was incredible, but was it because the offenses didn't really show up to play? Like TCU's offense, I think, only tallied 13 or 14 runs in the 3 games, so it wasn't like world beaters. But yeah, I think Oklahoma had a solid weekend, but maybe a little overrated. But I don't think they are the team of the week because it was the biggest tournament of the week, I guess. But Michigan had an impressive one too. Knocked off Oregon State, who was top 10 or top 15. Knocked off Arizona, who was top 25. They kind of have their own issues, I think, offensively. And then they knocked off Stanford. Like, that's 3 power conference wins. And they lost the 4th game to Oregon State, but it was on a walk-off. Michigan's pitching staff is pretty dang good. And that Friday night game was an excellent pitcher's duel between Dax Whitney, who had the big curveball working once again, and then Tate Carey was pretty good for the Wolverines. So
Nice.
Yep.
All right, let's do this before we transition into the weekend coming up. Let's everybody give their player of the week, if you don't mind.
like
And I'll start. I'll go ahead and take Jake Brown from LSU. I mean, what's he have? He's like 5 homers so far in the season through 4 games. Kid's seeing. I would say beach balls, but like sometimes you'll lose a beach ball in the sun. I mean, he is seeing what's the biggest ball in the world? You know what he's seeing? He's seeing you ever walk into Target You ever
That's
walk into
exactly what
the Target and it's the big red balls just like sitting there out front near the
He's
parking
seeing
lot?
the Vegas sphere. That's what you're thinking of.
He's seeing the sphere right now, and he's like not. No offense, but like he's not like a big gruesome like just
Hey,
onion. You
so
know what I'm saying?
I kind of checked it on Twitter. I was like, yo, hey, 110, 430. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
LSU strength and conditioner coach literally just quote tweeted my stuff and just put a picture of him taking the 110s for a ride.
So okay. So stronger than he looks.
But he doesn't look like a big guy. He's stronger than shit though. Like crazy, man. I think this is like enough strength to sustain though to kind of emphasize your point because I was with you.
He's got the 2022 Tommy White for NC State at the time, 8 homers in 6 games. He's got a chance to do that. Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and like, can we talk about Miles Bailey's ball that he hit the first pitch of his? Oh my God! How have we not talked about
Welcome
that?
back.
That was such a big league. Like,
Oh,
that thing was off the bat at 135 miles an hour. I don't want to hear anything else.
It was prime Josh Hamilton, prime Prince Fielder, just the ball exploding off a bat. I can't believe we waited 36 minutes to talk about that.
That was a fantastic way to start the college baseball season. That was like one of the first highlights I saw.
How about the atmosphere in Tallahassee? That you hear them, they have their own chant for Miles Bailey. They have their own chant. They were doing it, and everyone stopped what they were doing, and you could just hear the what do you call it when the crowd roared?
The crowd roared.
No, but there's a word for it.
Ovation?
No, the what did they call it? Like when the crowd like had that. Anyway, everyone stopped what they were doing.
Stadium
reaction.
Pulse.
What?
Stadium Pulse from NCAA, the video game.
Oh, I got it. I got it. The crowd roared.
Yeah.
That's not it either.
Damn.
But that was close.
Go ahead. What were you saying? You stopped mid-sentence.
No, I was just saying that was the atmosphere was awesome in Tallahassee. That's all I was saying.
Thanks, the man.
Noah, who was your player of the week?
I was hoping that I would go last, just in case. Like
I'll take the low-hanging fruit, gentlemen.
Yeah.
This kid should have quit. Should have quit. He should have hung it up and been done for forever. Armstrong at Baylor with not one, not two, not three grand slams in one ball game. Like I think I have to hit a post-game retirement at the presser after. Like unless you turn into Shohei, it's the greatest day at a ballpark you can have, right? So shout out to folks for acknowledging 12 RBIs, one game, impressive stuff. So pairs well with the 3 grannies. Big time stuff from Armstrong.
The fact to hit 3 homers in a game is very rare. To like walk up with the bases loaded 3 times in a game is very rare. To hit 3 grand slams in a game is nuts. Yeah, unbelievable.
That's so exactly what you just said. Shout out Chad Votherin of KWTX. So this is Killeen, Texas, the Waco area. Killeen. Okay. Thank you for cleaning that up, Ben. But Chad of the local news station was talking about it. Like you have to, 1, rely on the teammates to get on base for you, and then 2, be able to hit it. He did a news hit on it. 1 in 800 million chance of hitting 3 grand slams in one game.
No way. That's good stuff.
No, that guy could have said any number and I would have believed it.
He did a whole minute 50 clip and he posted it online of how he mapped it
what's
out.
harder? The dude, what's his name from Florida State that hit the 6 home runs in one game or 3 grand slam?
I think it's the 3 grand slams.
1,000%.
Because you can't control your teammates getting on base for you.
I mean, they have to rake for you to get 6 at bats in one game too.
Yeah, but I got to be honest. I'm kind of with Dmitri here. Can you imagine what it must feel like? Like you hit the 3rd homer, then you hit the 4th, and the whole place is like, "Yo, they got to stop pitching to this guy."
No
right?
way, he's hitting the 5th.
Yeah. He hits a 5th, and you're like, "This guy is going to get intentionally walked for 2 straight weeks." And then he hits a 6th. Dude, that guy's cojones he could tie in a knot by the end of the night, I bet.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
I'm
any
kinda with you.
game I played in and I already hit a homer, I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm hitting a second homer. I couldn't imagine between 5 and 6 homers. Being like, dude, I've hit 5 today. Like, am I gonna die tomorrow? Is this heaven? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? Is this a
This
dream?
this is a perfect transition into my player of the week too. And it was
Go
one
ahead.
kind of he just had one big game again, like the Tice Armstrong performance. Colin Barcy of Vanderbilt, their catcher, dude. Not one, not two, but he blasted 3 balls into the second deck of
Those
Globe Life
balls were
Field.
juiced, right? All weekend in
All the
Arlington.
juice, the
I've never
bastard
seen
juice.
the ball fly like that ever.
So yeah, we did not talk pre-show, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to say it, but yes, talking to a coach, he thinks that they've fucked with the balls again, which, like, if you look all over the country, these balls are flying out of parks left and right. So I don't think it's the worst, prediction or hypothesis ever.
I just
But
had never seen the ball in Arlington flat. I've watched Astros
there was like
versus
18
Rangers
home
games.
runs in 9 games. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I've seen Astros Rangers games 9 times a season there, and it's like everything is a deep fly out to the warning track, and these college kids were putting them in the second deck.
3
crazy.
times in a game.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I think Chalowski hit a ball yesterday or today. Yesterday, maybe it was the top half of the zone. Like it's like almost like one of those pitches where you kind of want to foul it off.
Yeah.
Kind of beats you. You just throw your barrel on it to foul it off. Bomb. And I'm just like, dude, what is
Right
that?
center.
Hey,
But yeah, Barcy, go ahead, Ben.
No, I just wanted to point out, like, Chalowski, I think, has 3 homers now in the year. He pimped a double in game 1 that, like, he thought he got all of
Thought
it,
he got it.
and it hit the bottom of the wall, and he had to, like, scramble for a double, and it was a funny scene because it's like, oh, number 1 overall pick coming up. The White Sox are all over him. He hits a ball, perfect swing, perfect hit. It was a perfect if you play MLB The Show. Pimps it, and the ball hits the bottom of the wall, and I'm like, oh god, like maybe he won't go 1 overall. Like maybe that just hurt his draft stock. He thought he got it all, and it didn't go 385 feet.
Hilarious.
All right,
No, I was sitting in the press box, and I made it a point. Like, I was with Grissom and a couple other writers, like Noah Darling of the Diamond Report. Shout out! I got my hard copy today too. But every time that Barcy came up, he's just a white kid from Chicago walking up the Mexican music, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So it was like, okay, Pablo Sanchez from Backyard Baseball walking up to the plate or whatever.
I'll give you guys one more player.
Go ahead.
Blaine Brown from Tennessee, I think
Deserved.
had his coming out party. Everyone knows who he is now. Sorry, Ben, he was a Rice guy, but 3 home runs on the weekend, comes out, starts the midweek, only 1 game. I think it was more of like a ease him in kind of thing. And yeah, he was 94, 96, up to 97 the left side. Pretty good. So
You love it.
that's my kind of coming out party player of the week. But
Love it.
Cool. I don't think we mentioned it, but one other guy, Evan Dempsey, 2-way player of the year. I think he's
Daniel
probably
Cuvée.
Can we talk about the first 2 games of that series real quick and just explain what happened?
We don't have
Of
time.
which series?
The
Gulf Coast.
FTCU North Dakota State series. So both first game and second game were completely different game
Oh,
scripts,
yeah.
but both went to extras. The first one was a 2-1 pitchers duel between Dempsey and Parker Putz, who had a great 5 innings for NDSU. Second one ended 18-17 in 11 innings.
Yeah. That's college baseball for you.
The level. I mean, it's just simply the level of depth in starting pitching, in pitching in general. So, but yeah, all right. Let's move on.
All right. Do we want to do all of the tournaments, or we just want to pick a few? Because, like,
I do 4.
There's so many games. Why don't we all pick like our own weekend or like
We can all pick a tournament.
kind of like we
yeah,
did.
Jack, start us off with this Jacksonville Classic. I think that'll be the perfect way to get us going for the tournament section.
Perfect. Yeah, peak events, Jack's Classic, Live Like Lou Classic. I do have to check you, Ben. I wish I was on all 6. I was on all 6 last year. And then I got a call, and they're like, hey, we're sorry. we're bringing in legend Lynn Rollins and Ben. Obviously, your LSU crew, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. It's okay, guys. Like, these dudes are the absolute best of the best. So, yeah, excited to see them on the call for the LSU games. We got LSU, Indiana, UCF, Notre Dame. It's the best outside of Omaha. It's cool, these tournaments, too. It's at the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Stadium. Always a pretty good crowd just because the city of Jacksonville loves their baseball. But on top of that, like, it's 4 different divisions, or 4 different leagues. It's got that regional feel. Excited to see this LSU, like legit dream offense. It feels like, boys, like we hadn't talked about the reigning champs yet, but like Jake Brown has been the catalyst, and it feels like they went and built an all-star team around Monster Mile and Brown and Stanfield, some of these star returners. So excited to see them in person. But I actually think like Indiana, Notre Dame, and UCF, I've already got like 2 or 3 guys highlighted. Like, I think they got some real like star power, like some like serious draft dudes.
Yes.
So will be a fun weekend in Jacksonville, boys.
Yeah, Will, do you want? I mean, I feel like most that use their brain would pick LSU in like a let's pick the winner. You guys want to do like who's going to be the biggest storyline coming out of this? We could pick team or player.
I think that's a good. I like that exercise, Noah, because last year in that Jacksonville Classic, I was there, Jack was there, and we got to see Coastal Carolina for the first time in person, like with that new, led by Kevin Schnall and the staff, and it turned into like us noticing their pitching, and like that was a big storyline. Plus, like Ohio State's offense that weekend was great, and even NC State played really well that weekend too. So I do like that exercise of like who's going to be the coming out team. I'll start. I still think there's still plenty to be discovered about Indiana. I didn't watch everything live from this past weekend with them. I did get to see some synergy video of Indiana.
I think
and
half the world saw one play at the end of game 2.
Yeah, exactly. Remind me of that play. Hold on.
The throw
The
first base.
YIPS.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. But no, I think Indiana's going to come out, and I think they're going to play some good baseball. They're really talented. I don't think they played as good as they're capable. So I think Indiana could be a team that, especially Friday against LSU, they're going to hang in there pretty close.
I think UCF is going to surprise people. I really like this team.
Andrew Williamson that swing is special, man.
I think they've got another Lodi's brother. For anybody not aware, they've got the brother of Kyle, the cousin of Alex. So there's a third one on the way, and he's a really good player, shortstop for UCF. So that's my coming out team. I think they're going to be really good on the weekend, and I think just like Houston, they're going to surprise the Big 12 this year.
Yeah, that was going to be my team, but I'll change course just to talk about somebody else here. Notre Dame needs to respond. Indiana wins the national championship in football. Their basketball team is much better than the basketball team for Notre Dame. Baseball's got to respond. And I think this year, like Jack Riddell on Friday, they're going to play UCF. Looking for a bounce back outing for him personally there. But there's experience on the pitching staff, like a guy like Ty Uber who transferred in from Stanford. And on the line in the lineup, sorry, there's a guy like Bino Waters who's got plenty of talent too. That sophomore class is very talented in that lineup. So the Fighting Irish, that'll be my team just to get somebody else to talk about there. That way we don't double up.
I am worried about Jack calling a game with Notre Dame out there because I know Jack's brain pretty well, and those gold helmets are going to distract the hell out of him. It's going to be just watch the broadcast. Jack will get distracted several times from these shiny gold helmets.
It's so funny you say. I've got 7 brand new, fresh, crisp, clean hats for 643 hats for the Notre Dame coaching staff, who I actually think will keep them in a lot of games this year, especially with the ACC. I think they make a big move. I might have to leverage a hat for a helmet. Like, I mean, I don't Like, this golden retriever energy is going to have a real hard time not being like, ball.
Ball. Hey, Jack, have you ever thought about putting your phone up? And, like, let's say it's a 9th inning tie game. Have you ever thought about putting your phone up? You know how people like play-by-play, they do the freak out video?
Yeah. I think people are probably.
I want you to do that when you see the Notre Dame helmet.
Okay, I will. I thought that people are tired of seeing my face all over the place anyways, so I try to hide it. But that's a good idea, actually. I'll just put a helmet. How about this? I will nonchalantly not acknowledge it. This will be an 11.7 secret. I will put a Notre Dame helmet on tomorrow at Media Day, and I will do a complete interview and not acknowledge the helmet once. Thoughts?
Love that.
Or you you borrow a helmet and wear it in the press box and call a whole game in the helmet.
Yeah, this is an awesome broadcast team, so I don't want to like snap it over the helmet. You know what I mean? Like with the headset. I will try. I will try.
Just hold the mic like this. Just like hold the mic up or something.
Yeah, just hold.
All right, come on. Let's go.
All right, next tournament here, we're going to do the Round Rock Classic. This is the tournament that, for me, pops the most because I think there's 3 teams that could win it. It's Oregon State, Southern Miss, Baylor, and then Purdue. All 3 of them won their one. I guess Oregon State didn't play a series, but like they went 3-1 in that series last weekend in their tournament and surprise. But like I mentioned a little bit earlier, Baylor is a team I have my eyes on because like their pitching looked great against a pretty good offensive New Mexico State team. They held them to less than, I got to pull up the scores. I think 15-2, 5-2, 7-3, and then they beat Texas State 14-4 last night in Waco. Like Baylor finally having good pitching is a great sign to potentially win this Round Rock Classic or at least stay very competitive. And then, of course, like we know about Oregon State, we know about Southern Miss. That game will be Oregon State plays Southern Miss on that Saturday, I believe. Yep, Saturday night, 6 p.m. in Round Rock. But like, don't sleep on Purdue. I know they're a Big Ten team that hasn't made much noise the last 10 years or so, but I mean, they win 2 out of 3 in Houston. They played Portland in like a neutral site game, weekend series last week. And I mean, like they've been in the state of Texas since at least February 12th. So over a week now. I don't know. I think they could potentially knock off one of these 3 teams. And I think a 1-2 weekend for them is pretty successful here. Like winning a game against one of these 3 is doable.
Hey, breaking news.
Yeah.
Cam Fluke will not be pitching this weekend.
No. What happened?
Something precautionary. It said it had nothing to do with his arm, but he will not be making his start this weekend.
Yeah.
Can the injuries just stop? I mean, Tyler Bell, Chris Rembert, Tommy LaPour. There's one more in there too, and then now Cameron Fluke. Come on,
kids are too muscular nowadays. Like back in my day, nobody got injured because like we didn't.
That's the whole.
I was in every single game I played in. I only appeared in about 14% of them, but I was.
That's the whole John Daly thing. Like you can't pull fat.
Can't pull fat, dude. I never had a strained ab muscle in my life.
Yeah. Give me Southern Miss to win this thing. I think they've got a great chance of going 3-0. They begin it with Purdue. I think they win that Friday, and then they get the big matchup with Oregon State on Saturday. I mean, this is a team that they're looking for to be freed up a little bit. They were just held down against UC Santa Barbara's strong pitching early in every game, basically. But Joey Urban, this guy's got a 1453 OPS against Barbara in 3 games. Yes, please. He's batting .538. There's 7 guys total on this offense that have at least 1 home run so far. If you would have told me that after a UCSB series, I would have been like, wow. So yeah, this lineup I think can play. And we didn't really see it like really bust out and break out because the Gauchos pitching staff is strong. But give me Southern Miss. I like the lineup a lot this year. I think the pitching staff's going to be strong with Oz. So yeah, Golden Eagles.
How the hell do you give a Southern Miss scouting report or preview and not mention the man, the myth, the legend? Ben, say his name.
Matthew Russo, baby.
Dude, Noah, what are we doing here?
Dude, everybody knows Matthew Russo. That's why I was like Joey Urban. But
Sounds like you don't know him.
I didn't know that we were going to go a little bit deeper in Southern Miss. Did you guys catch the burner story that happened in Hattiesburg? The unification of burners?
Is it the story about a girlfriend's picture being?
Yeah.
If you want to tell a story, the floor is yours. Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, I don't know the story a whole lot, but I know that basically the burnerverse of Southern Miss, doing all their research on all these players, found out that Nathan Aceves, the Game 2 starter for UC Santa Barbara, had a really hot girlfriend. So then they plastered her on like a poster in the outfield. And then Andrew Checketts, the head coach of UC Santa Barbara, came over and took a picture of the poster in the student section in the outfield there. So it was absolutely hilarious.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding.
So, go ahead. What's your team?
It's funny. I thought that Southern Miss is one of the better burner universe schools for baseball,
without a doubt.
They're content creators, if you will. The burner content that they do is awesome.
Colby Allen's giant balls, you mean?
Oh yeah.
All right, guys on the left, what's your team? What are you looking forward to?
I'll go chalkity chalk. The Beavers are really, really, really good. Done a ton of homework because I'll see them next week, and it just feels like every year they churn out big leaguers, and you're just excited to figure out which ones are going to be that dude, right? So I'll take the Beavs. Shout out to Los Beavs. I haven't talked to him in a while. Is he still around?
Can I quiz you real quick on your homework? Like, what's a bat in the lineup that you kind of like this year?
Hey, look at the Beavs.
Los Beavs. Speaking of burners.
You know what? Yes, I'm going to answer your question by not answering it. You know what I realized too earlier? God, they're going to get all up in our ass. I said that the two best pitchers in the country were clearly Flora and Fluky, and like Dax Whitney is just like sitting right there. So I'm going to get out in front of your question and not answer it with a bat and say, Corvallis, I'm really sorry. Dax Whitney's really, really, really good too. And we had Kane's chicken tenders with his family. So
yeah,
we're big Dax Whitney fans. So I'm sorry.
That's all it takes. Come eat some Kane's chicken fingers in Omaha. We'll love you forever.
Yeah. Then the very next day, I was on the elevator with Dax Whitney, and he was like, "Hey, I heard you had dinner with my family last night," and I was like, "Yeah, great people."
Fine folks. I think Oregon State wins this weekend. Anyway, that's it.
All right. Dmitri, do your tournament that you're looking forward to, or Noah, you take the floor, whichever one.
I'll take you back to Arlington. We'll do the Amagi. Sorry, I'm not the hip Amagi Bank down there. That college baseball series, I believe, is what they're calling it. Florida State, Michigan's game 1 on Friday. Louisville, Nebraska, game 2 on Friday, and game 3 is Auburn, Kansas State. I think this is your most competitive field that, like, again, I could see any of these teams going 3-0, maybe pulling off the surprise like Oklahoma just did. I have no confidence in a pick. I'm going to talk about Kansas State. If there was one team that I was super impressed with opening weekend, it was these Wildcats and this offense. They were putting up runs left and right on Iowa. I think it was Penn State and Air Force, or maybe they played Nebraska in there. No, never mind. Nebraska went 3-0. Kansas State, I believe, faced those first 3 teams that I played. And D. Kennedy had a fantastic weekend. This is a kid who's he's become even more physical than he was at, when he began his career at Texas. Had a solid year last year, and this kid's got like an OPS of like 2,000 right now. So D Kennedy and the Wildcats is my team here in this one that I'm looking forward to most. Maybe Louisville in a bounce back weekend after losing 2 to Michigan State. But yeah, K-State for me.
I will take Louisville because I was going to take Kansas State. I didn't really want to go back-to-back duplicate picks, but yeah, it feels like Louisville's just due. Like they had, and Louisville does this. Don't fact check me, but in my head, they always struggle in February. Like they never played well, and then you catch them in a regional, like they're going to be dangerous. Even like the what's the final stretch? There we go. Final stretch of conference play, typically, like they heat back up. So I don't know. Maybe they'll turn it on a little bit sooner this year. I do love Louisville's offense. I'll take Louisville. Big bounce back weekend.
Yeah, I'll go with Kansas State. I actually interviewed D Kennedy earlier this afternoon for our Golden Spike Spotlight of the Week. 7 for 14, hits a clean 5 hundo, bunch of pumps, 15 ribeyes. Feels like he got off to a – don't fact check me. I actually love that take, Ben. It just is a gut feel. I remember him getting off to a blistering start last year and then maybe cooling down a little bit in Big 12 play. Talked with him a little bit, and he's like, yeah, I actually got LASIK last summer. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, man, have I been really fucking seeing the ball after that. I was like, it's
No shit.
like that rocks so hard. So I kind of want to take D Kennedy to win the Golden Spikes this year now. So, shout out LASIK.
Yeah.
Shout out LASIK.
Give me Florida State this weekend. I don't know how nobody picked them. I thought they looked really good this past weekend. So yeah, give me the Noles.
What's the Friday night game there, Noah?
Friday night's Auburn K-State. Saturday night is let's see.
Is that Florida State Auburn?
I don't know.
No, Florida State played the 12, 4 and 3.
It is.
I don't know.
Oh, so
that Michigan Louisville is Saturday afternoon. Saturday in the middle is Auburn, Florida State, and the night game on Saturday is Nebraska, Kansas State.
That'll be a fun one. It's all on Flow Sports, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
Dmitri, did we renew our Flow Sports account?
Or what account?
Did we renew our Flow Sports account?
We sure did.
All right, good.
Damn
Good.
near $35.
Oh, that's funny. All right, Dmitri, you got a tournament you want to talk about before we hit the weekend series pick'em?
Oh, my tournament was the weekend series pick'em. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
I like
All
that.
right, let's do it.
Love
that. So no 6-0s, as we talked about earlier. I mean, you can look at the leaderboards if you're signed up here. Let's see.
Whoa. Why are you putting me all up? There we go.
Oh, cool. We're good. We chilling.
As Dmitri pulls this up, can I ask a question for the crowd? If I'm bringing sleepy energy, friends at home, sorry. I get on a plane in 3.5 hours. I go to the airport in 3.5 hours. Boys, do we take a nap or do we just ride this puppy through?
You got to take a little nap. No, you got to take a little nap. There's nothing worse than being sleepy at the airport. There literally is not a worse feeling.
Yeah, but also, like, if you ride it all the way out and then you don't get sleep prior to media day, I don't know what.
Yeah,
I don't know how you live.
Take an hour and a half nap.
Be a pair of flops out there.
Yeah.
Wait, Jack, you're going.
You have to take an hour and a half. You have to get up.
I would say like 8 alarms an hour before you need to leave.
Yeah.
I just can't believe you're flying from. Like, you're too big time now, dude. You're flying from Charleston to Jacksonville.
Brother, I'm reaching around to my elbow to get to my asshole, coach. Like,
you're gonna spend, dude. I guarantee you, if you get to, so you're gonna get to the airport 2 hours early, hour and a half early for your flight. Your flight's gonna get delayed because I know you're flying American.
Coach, I'm doubling the time. This is not about. This is about.
Because I know you're flying American.
I am flying American. He knows.
Is your car in DC?
My car is in DC, so I literally have no way. I literally looked at Ubers from Charleston to Jacksonville. I legit looked at Ubers.
What was the price?
It was like $600. My flight round trip. Charleston, Jacksonville to Texas, Texas to DC is going to be is like 6:30. So
Jack, I honestly, I should go and pick you up and then just give you my car for the weekend because I'm not leaving. I'm sitting at home.
that would actually kind of rock, to be honest. But
Yeah, I might just leave my car there. Dang, dude, we should have planned better because you flying from the pilots aren't even gonna have time to like hit the highest altitude before they land.
I'm going
From Charleston.
No, this is worse. This is what I'm saying. I'm reaching around my elbow to get to my asshole, coach. I'm going from Charleston to Charlotte, Charlotte to Jacksonville.
Oh my god, dude, what are we
And
doing?
you know the worst part is I bought the ticket 3 hours ago. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do this.
Jack, there is a 100% chance your flight in Charlotte will get delayed. I've been to the Charlotte airport probably 12 times. All 12, your flight will get delayed.
Well, that's not
probably
good because I got places to be. So Charlotte, you better be on your damn P's and Q's.
They won't be. It never is. There's
Ben,
a great burrito place, though. Hey, there's a great burrito place in the food court.
Are you two people? You can see we are going to break this down. Why? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. No,
it's a 3.5 hour drive from Charleston to Jacksonville.
I don't have a car.
I would have given you my car, dude.
You don't live here.
I live an hour from you.
I should have rode a bike. That would have been funny. Or I should have gotten. You know what? I should just call a spade.
So you're going like this. Oh my God! You're going up to Charlotte, and then you're coming all the way down.
Yeah. Thanks for showing me.
That sounds fucking stupid.
Jack, I should have went and picked you up today. That's my fault, man.
I could have Ubered to you. That'd have been fun, but
I could have just picked you up and dropped. You could have stayed at my house, got an extra, you
guys could have
5
done
hours
the pod
of sleep
together in his office studio.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, friends. Let's go to the weekend series pick'em because I got to win some picks. Because I'll tell you something. I couldn't come down today because I had a bunch of dumb adulting stuff, car plates and taxes, and just makes me want to throw up. So let's talk about what we love so I can run away from the things I hate.
Yeah. Let's do this, Jack. If you want to make your picks first and then hop off so that you can pack and sleep, I think that's probably the best plan of attack because who knows how long Noah is going to drag this out after the show.
Too long.
I kind of love that, boys and girls. There could be girl Patreons. Actually, we do have girl Patreon. Remember the lovely lady I met in Austin that remembers, hey, can I please see Dmitri piss himself? Yeah. Shout out to her tonight. Shout out to her. Okay. Rapid fire. No absolutely homework done. East Carolina bounce back. I feel like they've lost that series every year the last 3 years. TCU, no, UCLA. I like TCU and their flip-flops. No LaPour stinks. I'll go rock. No more pimping doubles. I think Houston's for real. I think the Cougs are for real. I'll take Houston. Roadrunners. UTSA DBU actually might be my favorite weekend series. That's awesome. That's a big-time series. I'll take the Roadrunners. Shout out to the 11.7 Coach of the Year, Pat Hallmark. West Virginia Liberty. Got a whole series of interviews rolled out with the Mounties next week. Steve Sabins and the boy. Take me home, country road to the place I belong. Charlotte, North Carolina with Coach Woody. Charlotte, Wright State. Those are two mid-major programs on the rise. That's actually disrespectful. Wright State has been here. Charlotte, Woody, the staff, they get back. And that is your weekend series pick'em. Babe.
Love it. Good job, Jack. Thanks for joining us today. Safe flight tomorrow and good luck this weekend calling some games in Jacksonville.
I love you all dearly.
I wish you a safe and long travels tomorrow.
Yeah. When I get stuck in Charlotte, we got to pod from like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'll see y'all there.
All right. Get out of here.
He just kicked him.
So, let's discuss, let's just briefly go over the weekend series pick'em. It's North Carolina at East Carolina, TCU at UCLA, UTRGV at Houston, Dallas Baptist at UTSA. West Virginia at Liberty, and Wright State at Charlotte. I think this slate's a lot easier than last week's, just being honest. But we have to remember this is college baseball, and unpredictable things happen all the time. But I do believe we're going to have a few 6-0 weeks right here. So, Noah, you're
Including
leading us
one from
off.
me.
Start us off with whichever series you want.
All right.
No. Start from the top and work your way down like normal people, please.
Sir, yes, sir. Let's go to Carolina, where game one, this actually probably should be changed, Dmitri, because this is a neutral home series between North Carolina and East Carolina.
He does have that up top, right above
he
the
does?
at. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does. But, yeah, I was looking at the at.
What
So
do you mean?
my apologies, Dmitri.
It's home, neutral, home. Carolina get the home game, the neutral game. East Carolina get the home game.
I was just looking at the at sign in the middle. My apologies. So yeah, we've got the Pirates looking to have a bounce back week. Speaking of starting slow in February, Ben, when you mentioned it with who is it, Louisville, East Carolina's done this the last couple of years now too. But they typically compete in this series against North Carolina. With that said, I will take North Carolina. I think the pitching staff is one of the best in the country. The lineup has a boatload of experience, a lot of them transfers, but still older guys in the lineup. It's a much more experienced group than ECU currently has, even though the Pirates were in the NCAA tournament last year. I'm going to go Tar Heels. They get 2 of 3, and ECU wins the game actually in Chapel Hill. I think they lose the first 2, win game 3.
Wow. Okay, that is pretty bold there. I was gonna say, like, if ECU has a chance, I think they got to get the first 2 games
with Norby.
Yeah, you got to get Norby at home. Like, that's a must. And then, like, that neutral site game, you got to win that one too, because it's going to be tough to win in Chapel Hill. I'm going North Carolina to win this series. I can be honest, like, I'm not rooting for North Carolina. Like, if anything, I would be rooting for East Carolina to win the series because I think this means a lot more to them than it does UNC.
Yeah.
And like the fan base and like having an excited Pirates fan base is always good for college baseball. But it feels like North Carolina right now is a more talented team, more polished team, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, give me North Carolina, especially with them having game 3 at home, like in Chapel Hill. If it is tied 1-1, I still like North Carolina's chances of winning.
Yeah, give me the Diamond Heels. Give me Carolina.
All right, series number 2, TCU in Westwood at UCLA. Yeah, unfortunate news with LaPour not throwing in this one. Logan Redmond was really good for UCLA on Friday. Last weekend, I didn't catch a whole lot of the series, but from the way it sounded, Barnett went all right, and Stump not as much for their game 3. I asked in the preseason, like media availabilities with Coach John Savage, like, hey, your team's getting so much positive media buzz this year. Is there one thing that you think, hey, your group could use a little bit of working on, possibly getting any better in any category? And he said pitching. So that kind of caught me a little bit by surprise because they returned 2 starters. They returned a lot of arms in the bullpen, but for whatever reason, possibly not clicking early. TCU's offense was good, but it didn't knock my socks off. You know, they were kind of consistent, but left a lot of runners on base in the weekend in Arlington. I think UCLA is going to be a better team than any of the 3 that they've faced. So give me the Bruins here at home.
Perfect. Man, this is a series that it would be so much better if Tommy LaPour was healthy and you got to see him go. This one's tough. Like my brain is telling me UCLA is an easy pick, but there's something in my heart saying that TCU is going to show up, and like they're no stranger to Southern California. Every year they're playing out there. I love that they scheduled this series. Let me put that down first. This is a series that I love these two I guess it's safe to say like powerhouses. Would you guys consider TCU and UCLA powerhouses in the college
Yes.
baseball world? I
Yeah.
would
Good
too.
enough. Yeah. Top tier.
And yeah, it's a 3-game series. It's not like they meet once in a tournament. The tournaments are great, but at the same time, if you really want to see which team is better, put them Friday, Saturday, Sunday against each other. I think I'm gonna go with UCLA here. But if LaPour was pitching, I would be very intrigued with TCU. Yeah, give me the Bruins.
Give me UCLA. Pretty simple. Yeah.
Congratulations to TCU.
Yeah.
Winning the series guaranteed now.
UT Rio Grande at
Hey, time out.
Houston.
I actually want to switch my pick. Give me TCU. I'll take TCU. My heart is telling me that they're going to show up, play a little extra hard. Yeah, give me the Horned Frogs. I'll switch my pick.
UT Rio Grande at Houston. I hate to be blunt, but I'm gonna do it. I told Dmitri I don't know if this series necessarily belonged on, and that's just because we're trying to drill 50-50. Maybe he likes the Vaqueros here. Me, I think Houston had such a good opening weekend. I'm pretty sold. Rio Grande hosted Kansas opening weekend and was in dogfight in all 3 games. They're competitive, don't get me wrong, but I'm impressed by what Houston showed me in the opening weekend. I'm going to take the Cougars here pretty confidently.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are going to do on this series.
Yeah.
In the weekend series pick 'em, I would be shocked if it was less than 90% Houston. The one factor I don't know if a lot of people are factoring in, like they're traveling back from Puerto Rico. It's like weird, and I know it's not international, it's still part of the US, but it is an island country in paradise, basically. And dude, it's just one of those weird things in college baseball when you have a great series, especially to start the season, 4-0, like everything's clicking. I don't know if it's like you don't practice as hard, but like you always get snuck up on the next week after having like almost a picture perfect weekend. I'm gonna go with UTRGV just to fade the public here. They did look impressive against Kansas, even though Kansas won the weekend series. And Dmitri, who's your guy?
Ragoza.
Ragoza. He's Matt Olson 2.0, man. He looks like Matt Olson in the box and just tall, powerful lefty. It wouldn't I don't know. Houston's going to be the favorite. I think if Vegas had to set lines, it would be minus 300 that Houston would win the series. But yeah, give me UTRGV to pull off an upset.
Hey, there's a saying in college baseball: when a team has a great week, you can almost expect a bad week the next weekend. For a team that is not, for example, LSU, you can expect them to put together multiple good weekends in a row. But teams like Houston, you can't expect them to continuously put good weekends together back to back to back. UTRGV is a hammer pick for me here. Yeah,
A hammer pick.
I think UTRGV wins the series.
I figured he had to be pretty confident because just him being able to fix kind of the series that we ultimately put on here. Like, this is a great opportunity for Dmitri to make up a lot of ground.
I get it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody
There's
being
some
on 90%.
gamesmanship.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I had a
There's some
feeling he'd be on the
gamesmanship.
Vaqueros here. So, how about this one? I think this is your Southern Miss UC Santa Barbara of last week. Dallas Baptist visits San Antonio to play the Roadrunners. UTSA had Pat Hallmark's bunch. Unfortunately, this is the other star that I was thinking of in college baseball that had an injury. Robert Orlowski went down with a shoulder injury, and I think he's out for a longer period of time as well, unfortunately, for UTSA. But they're a solid bunch. That, of course, is one of the best pieces that they were counting on for this upcoming season. However, I think there's more that I was, comfortable with looking at in our mid-major top 25. With UTSA, more that I could bank on their offensive production coming back, and the pitching staff was so strong last year. So I think Hallmark will be able to work that out. Whereas Dallas Baptist, they've got Borberg on Friday. I think they have an advantage to begin the series, but still working in some new bats in the lineup. Now I know Dallas Baptist always reloads on offense. I've got a little bit more questions on the pitching staff than I typically have had in the last couple of years with these Patriots. So give me the home team here with the Roadrunners. I think they pull the series out in a best of 3 thriller.
Yeah, this is another series similar to like TCU UCLA that I love that it's scheduled. You probably have the front runner for the I don't know if you want to say UTSA is the front runner in the American, but with ECU and some of those teams playing well this past weekend, but like
They did
Dallas
not play
Baptist,
well.
ECU and Charlotte did not.
They got smacked by Xavier.
I said USF. I
Charlotte
meant
went down
USF.
to San Diego.
Oh,
I meant USF. I'm sorry. But anyways, my point is like these two teams are separated by like maybe 3 hours driving. Two different conferences. It feels like they should be playing in the same conference. But both front runners in their respective conferences. Dallas Baptist last season in Conference USA before getting shipped off to the Pac-12, and then UTSA in the American. I'm going to go with UTSA. I think it's tough to play there. I think it's a tough environment to play in, especially for Dallas Baptist, who like their facilities are top of the line, and I don't know. It feels like UTSA has this weekend circled where like they're trying to make another statement as like the underdog, and pound for pound, I think the rosters are pretty similar structures. So I'll take UTSA.
wow. Congratulations to the Dallas Baptist Patriots, because I am also taking UTSA. I like their offense better, and offense plays. But I think Dallas Baptist, it's going to be a really good battle on Friday, and then I think UTSA will kind of run away with the next two, depending on how Friday goes. But let me ask you guys a question. I don't know why I never thought of this. I've never seen Dallas Baptist play another sport besides baseball.
Well, they're D2.
They're D2 and everything.
I knew that, but like I've never seen a picture of them playing any other sport.
They just don't exist in Dimitri's mind.
I want to look this up real fast while we're on this series. Who do these two teams have next week? And then, so Dallas Baptist, they swept Binghamton.
Right now.
No, I got it right
One
here.
of them's in a tournament, I thought.
Yeah, one of them is playing like a round robin with Oral Roberts. So Dallas Baptist is playing Oral Roberts and Air Force in like a round robin next week. And then UTSA has the Bruce Bolt Classic in they're in Houston.
So
Ohio State, Coastal Carolina, Baylor.
Okay.
Hey, I'll plug the website update on the team page while we're at it.
Oh no, yeah, UTSA is in the Houston Astros College Classic. Yeah.
Duh, I knew that. I was just trying to think like if both of these teams had lesser opponents next week, if one, you know what I mean? Like if I'm talking about like calendar circling, but they both have pretty important games next week.
If anything, it's UTSA that's kind of looking forward to playing in Minute Maid then.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be a great series. It's going to be a 3-game series. I'm willing to bet nobody puts their survivor pick on this series. That we will have 0 picks for UTSA Dallas Baptist.
That's fair.
Yeah. Hey, for
fair.
the YouTube people out there, go ahead and use this moment to check out our team pages. They're revamped. You've got your hitting, pitching, fielding stats, and their national rank. Most teams, if they have a good player, they'll have a top prospect. More prospects are coming out this week. So check out the team pages.
There we go. Awesome. Yeah, it looks great. Good job, Dmitri. Let's go to this next series. So West Virginia is at Liberty. And I think if you're going off of continuity and like a play on what teams have coming back or, who has more coming back from last year, it would be Liberty. This pitching staff was strong last year. The hitting was not, but they bring back like 7 hitters, I believe. The offense only hit like 250 as a team. It was relatively weak compared to the national average. And they didn't really hit for power either, but they add a couple of transfers to hopefully bolster that. And they've got Ben Blair back in the weekend rotation. So pitching, I think, is once again going to be the Flames' strong suit. They're hoping to be better on the offense, whereas West Virginia's reloading or kind of retooling, not necessarily reloading, but lose a lot of the lineup, lose the entire weekend rotation. But I mean, they've done that now the last 2 years, I think, replacing the entire weekend rotation. And West Virginia had a very impressive opening weekend on the road at Georgia Southern. I think they continue that at another solid mid-major here at Liberty. I think the Mountaineers get at least 2 of 3 here.
Okay. I want to point out that both of these fan bases actually have pretty good presences on online on Twitter, burner accounts, and like obviously just like fans in general. Very underrated for both of these teams. I think both schools appreciate and love baseball, and there's really not much to do around these two towns, college towns, other than support your college team. So I expect West Virginia fans to travel. I don't know how far of a drive it is between these two, but I know West Virginia fans are sprinkled all across the East Coast, and I expect them to show up. I will say this is very similar, in my opinion, to East Carolina, North Carolina. I say it because like you have a potential first round pick for Liberty throwing on Friday nights, and if you win that game, you set yourself up to win. I don't know. You're at home, like win a close one of the next two. I'm actually going to take Liberty here. I think this is a schedule circled series for them. They get to host a team that's been to back-to-back super regionals. You have your dude Ben Blair, if you're watching on the YouTube here. Player comp Dakota Hudson. He's funky. He reminds me almost of like Ryan Johnson from Dallas Baptist a few years ago. Long, lanky, weird arm slot, sliders, cutters, sinkers. He's the real deal, and I think if he can give them momentum Friday, I like Liberty to win this series. So I'll take the Flames.
Yeah, it's a great pick. I was really leaning Liberty pre-show, and listening to you talk, I'm like, man, this feels like a series that Liberty wins, makes a statement. West Virginia is going to be stronger. They're coming off a big series sweep against Georgia Southern, which I thought was really impressive. And then Georgia Southern got their absolute doors blown off by Georgia Tech, 25-1 or something last night. So that's kind of like the measuring stick I'm using. I'm using these 4 games to kind of give me an idea of who to pick here. Give me Liberty. I think they win Friday night, and they just got to win one of the next 2 over the rest of the weekend.
Final series on the 11.7 Pick'em contest here that we're going to talk about is Wright State at Charlotte. Charlotte was on the weekend series Pick'em last week. They were the second most picked Survivor team, and they lost the series to San Diego. I think the offense was underwhelming. And now I know San Diego's got a strong pitching staff, and that was definitely their strength coming in to another season here. Outside, Charlotte exploded in game 1 on Saturday, which was a doubleheader. They scored 13 runs in 7 innings and run ruled the Toreros. Outside of that, they scored 8 runs in 2 games, gave up 14 in the final game of the series here. And then they go out and get run ruled by Clemson in the midweek. It just hasn't been a very strong start for the offense whatsoever. And that's something that I know I can bank on with Wright State. And Cam Allen only gave him like 2 outs in the game 1 against Georgia. So I think he's going to have a bounce back outing against the 49ers here. Give me the Raider gang. You know what they say, if you need a Raider gang.
Wright State, huh?
Yes, sir.
I like Charlotte here. I think, yeah, they didn't play their best last week, but it was more of, in my opinion, San Diego proving a lot of people wrong. San Diego, I can't believe I doubted them last week. Actually, no, I picked them last week, but I still doubted them. And what they returned, I think they barely they didn't even make our mid-major preseason top 25.
Just missed it.
And they just missed, and Charlotte was in it. So I'm still high on the Charlotte team. Obviously, Wright State is a fun team. Like if you're new to college baseball and you want to pick a mid-major I guess you can call them an underdog team or a team to follow this year. Wright State's your team. They play a fun style of baseball, and they'll always be competitive in games like this. But I'll take the 49ers. I think Charlotte bounces back in a huge way. It just feels like we look up on Saturday and Charlotte's winning 11-10 in the 8th inning or 9th inning, but they close it out and win the series on Saturday. So,
hey, Dmitri, too, I got so JP Peltier is playing infield this year. He came up through high school as a shortstop. Began playing outfield for Wright State just to get at bats, and he played first base on Sunday. I drafted him in fantasy as a shortstop, and I may be screwed because he's played first base a couple of times so far this year. So
interesting.
So you picked an outfielder last year, first baseman this year to play shortstop for you?
yeah, because I was reading everything that said he was going to play infield this year. So I was assuming that was middle infield. He played shortstop coming up through high school. He's playing first base right now.
Yeah. I remember that when I was going through him. Charlotte, their pitching did not impress me at all against San Diego. Their defense did not impress me at all. They made a lot of mistakes. They didn't pitch great. They didn't know how to get outs when they needed them most, when there was runners on and pressure. They didn't do a good job. And San Diego just kept cashing in runs. And there was a lot of bunting. Charlotte couldn't handle them. When you can't pitch great with runners on and you can't play good, clean defense for 3 games in a weekend, that's not a good recipe for success. So I think Wright State, they struggled first 2 games against a very strong Georgia team. Found a way to win it on Sunday. That tells me a lot about a team that can bounce back and avoid the sweep and win a game on the road at an SEC school like Georgia. Give me Wright State.
Perfect. Yeah, so we are on to week 2. That concludes the episode here today. We appreciate everybody for the understanding that we weren't able to record this past weekend, Sunday night, but we will be back Sunday night of this week and every Sunday moving forward, just weird circumstances. And yeah, we appreciate everybody for listening to the pod, watching the YouTube, visiting our website. It's a fun time to be a college baseball fan. A lot of good storylines, a lot of good moments. So,
Ben, you were busy last weekend. Are you going to be glued to the games this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'll be glued. I'll be watching plenty of ball. I'll be watching plenty of ball. All right, we will see you guys Sunday night.
Thank you guys for listening. Keep following us. Check out the website. Yeah, pretty much it. Enjoy the weekend.